Alright guys, welcome to 4.6 Savage. Now here today we're going to be removing a 4.6 intake manifold. Now the first thing you want to do is drain the radiator below the heads, and you can use the screw on the radiator or anything. Just make sure you remove the radiator cap to allow flow through. You'll remove your air intake and such, and I'm going to go ahead and start all this so you can see what I'm doing. You go ahead and you'll move your air intake right here at the throttle body. And you'll remove your sensors, your MAF and your IAT. Now my connectors are broke, but it doesn't really stop them from working. And then you'll go ahead and you'll remove this plug and your PVC. Well, it's not your PVC, but your positive. It's your positive side of the crank ventilation that ventilates into the crank. We'll set that aside. Now, you'll remove the air intake, which for me is an easy feat. From there, we'll go on to releasing the serpentine belt. On 4.6 liter engines, it will be a 1/2 inch drive ratchet that you will pop into the hole and push down, and that will make your temperature release. So I don't have a 1/2 inch right now, so I'm just going to go ahead and use a breaker bar. And we'll pop it in the hole and push. Once you pop it in the hole, push down. Get it popped down, which mine's being a pain in the ass today. You don't need to remove the whole serpentine belt. You just have to get the get it off of the. Okay, I need a smaller one. If you're using just a ratchet, you want to make sure you have a small extension sometimes. That way you can get on it. Go. Push down and then pop off the alternator. And that's done with that. Now for it comes down to the alternator, you'll remove the power cable, which is right here. So I don't recommend using power tools on it. It's just I've done it so much, I know what I'm doing. Remove the power cable, set it aside. like that. Put the nut back on. Move all your plug wires. Since we're here, I'm going to go ahead and disconnect the spring to the throttle body. What I do is pull it and then pull it off, and then it comes off. Set it up there. I guess I don't have any. Then the cable to the throttle body, you'll pull as tight as you can. You'll slip it around, you'll spin it, and then it'll just, you wiggle it, and it'll pop right out. Once that's done, you're good there. Get these two. Always put your nuts back in the hole they came out of. Or, for me, it would be the new manifold. So most bolts will be at 10 millimeter. Others will be an 8. An 8 or a 15/16 will work. Goes. Break those. Break those, not a problem. One out of the alternator. It's just real small things, and then you'll have the 7 millimeter fuel rail bolts. This one goes straight in the alternator. Make sure you save your alternator plate. Just screw it back down into the manifold. Same with these bolts. Screw them out. Once you screw them out, you just set the piece to the side. And then make sure you disconnect your vacuum line. Disconnect your vacuum lines. All you gotta do is go put the bolts back in. Changing one of these intake manifolds is really easy. A lot of people complain about them, but they're really not that hard. Take off all the vacuum connections, and don't do that. put that on later. I gotta rerun my vacuum hoses anyway. I deleted my EGR. Make sure you have a flat tip with you, because these vacuum connections get real tight over time. Vacuum helps pop it off. Pull and just wiggle. It comes right off. So just set that up there. We're going to go ahead and pop one back here off. Set that to the side. Take the heater hoses. And your top radiator hose. This is something I set up because when my engine moved, which is not a problem for most people. You just set that over to the side. And I'll just grab that when I go to put it back on. Alright, and now we can get the alternator off. I recommend everybody get an impact driver like this. It is great and helps me. It's my most favorite tool to work on. Now you'll pull your connections to the alternator. You'll also, while you're here, go ahead and pull off your sensors. Save those because if you're swapping to a PI manifold or any other type of manifold, you will need to reuse your sensors. We'll take the alternator straight off. Set it over to the side here. Now, we are going to grab a 1/4" ratchet or 3/8 with a 1/4 extension. Then check to make sure all our connections are off of the throttle body and the plenum. Yes, I am aware I still haven't gotten to the heater hoses. So should be 5 bolts. Mine has 4 due to the fact that the PI intake is broken. Now, today we will be just discussing removal. I'll show you how to remove it, and then I will make another video on how to install the next one. And like I said, it's real easy. Real easy to do, but what I'm going to say is, like I said, my EGR was deleted. I have a EGR delete kit, and I also removed the DPFE, which sits right back here. It harbors getting your last intake bolt. Now that it's gone, it's very easy to get that intake bolt. It's also easy to lift the intake manifold off without the EGR tube. I'm a little rusty at this because I haven't done it in a while, but I used to be able to change one of these intakes in 45 minutes, if that. pull this apart. I'm just going to pull the PVC valve out because it's a pain in the ass to get back this hose back on. We'll set that to the side. And now we are down to the intake manifold. Now, at this time, I'm going to go ahead and remove the pieces. The heater hoses. You must remove them at the intake and not the firewall. So, it means all you have to do is remove the intake one, which will be this one right here, the front one. And you'll squeeze. I hate squeeze clamps, I really do. Hose good enough to come off. There you go. Hose comes off. There you go. Hose came off. Now you set that to the side there. Look to see if there's any issues. Alright. Pull all your injector harnesses. Make sure you put them back on when you're done. Okay. So now that that's all done, I got the harnesses out of the way. We've popped up all those. We're going to grab a 7mm deep well. Okay. We will take our 3/8 drive that we just had and swap it from an 8 deep well to a 7mm deep well. It is necessary you have a 7mm deep well to take this intake off because it's really hard to get anything on these. You pull up these wiring harnesses, which are a pain in the ass sometimes. Go ahead. Maybe they are right. My bad. It's been a while. Go ahead and put the 8 back on. Yeah, these ones are an 8. My bad. It was another friend's car that had 7mm. So you take this off. Take the screws. Screws are out. So I'll be later doing a video on the Typhoon install. Right now this is just coming off, so I can do hopefully pull the trans easier. Move. Now, when you pop this wheel rail, fuel is going to come out. Note that. This car has been sitting. There is no fuel pressure. That is another thing. Make sure before popping the rail that you check and relieve your fuel pressure. This valve right here, just stick a small screwdriver or something with a towel around it in it, and that will relieve your pressure. But if it's been sitting for a couple days, you shouldn't have any pressure to begin with. It should all bleed down. Alright, now we have that off. We pull the rail up. Before I pull the rail up, I'm going to show you the placement of the wiring harnesses. You see how the wiring harnesses come across the intake? One comes down this way, this is vacuum line, and this one comes down that way. Yeah, those have to be exactly like that when you put the intake back. Alright. Let's go and center the camera back up. Alright. So now, move the harnesses out of the way. Pull in our vacuum lines. Pull in our vacuum lines out of the way. Now, slowly pull up on every cylinder. You want to, since we're replacing the manifold, you want to be careful not to damage the O-rings. But worst case worst is you have to pull the injectors out on the bench. So you're going to go ahead and you're just going to pull up on the rail, just like that. And some O-rings will come with, some won't. That's okay. You can pull them out later once the intake's out. You'll then go to the other side and do the same thing. You can see, pop up, pop up, pop up, pop up. Okay, all of them popped up. Now you're going to want to check your harness. It will be pushed underneath the thing in the intake back here, and then you will lift this harness and drag here. Basically, you did it. Now, like I said, there will be gas leaking. So, do it in a well-ventilated area. Try to, if any injectors fall out, make sure you put them back in the holes they came out of. And go ahead, and it's got to come underneath this wiring harness here. Like I said, all the injectors just fell out, so we'll stick those back in their holes. Okay. Go ahead and remove this one just for the sake of removing it. That way you don't have fuel oil. Now I am going to set fuel oil right across the side here. So I'm going to prep it with some cloth, and I'm going to remove the rest of the intake, all the rest of the fuel rail, and then it is going to go across and sit right here. just like that. So now you have that apart. All that is left now is this wiring harness, which you can pull forward or do as you need to. There's a ground right here. Make sure you pull that up. That will allow you to move this harness any which way you need to. From here, we will go on to removing the intake. Now, like I said, herein lies where I love this impact. Take the impact, you go, there's one there. That one's not going to break with the impact, so you have to use your 3/8, which is weird. Probably rusted. So an easy turn. And the one down here. Just zap it. Break these loose and then just zap them out with the impact. Okay. Here we will go ahead and this one loose. This one over here. Slightly where we can put that one. Making sure we get all of them. Now this one, because I bent my own bracket to hold my heater tube. It is hard to get on, but that's no problem. Just take a small screwdriver and turn it out honestly. Just like that. Just like that, I was able to get on it. Don't damage anything. Go ahead and take this one all the way out. Actually, screw taking that one all the way out. Switch the impact right about here. Yeah. See, that just buzzed right out. That one goes straight down into coolant ports, so you got to make sure that one's torqued correctly. And there's that. One last bolt, and it will come off. So. Now, the people that have the EGR tube still will have a problem. Me, I can just basically Oh man, I gotta break it. Or, oh yeah, that's right, I forgot a bolt, my bad. Would be why. Okay. And that. Okay. Now you gotta make sure all your bolts are up and they'll pull out. Once they pull out, I was talking about that bracket. That bracket's what's giving me trouble. That one's on the floor, but now all this one pretty much picked straight up. Go ahead and move it forward. Move all your hoses and your harnesses off of it. Voila. Manifold's off. Now, just a little peek at what we did. Get you off the tripod there. There's my tripod I got from Wish for like $12. But, see, intake ports, which I need to clean mine up. It's from running Rich. And those top two bolts there is what I need to get to pull my transmission. And that's all for today, folks. Remember, be savage.